Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Dan, and on today's Minecraft adventure, we're headed to the Nether, the place I really don't like. And we're going there with as much TNT as I possibly can, because today we're hunting for Netherite. Now, the creeper farm, which is directly above me, and looks like a giant square in the sky, has actually been doing quite well. We've got quite a bit of gunpowder already. I've turned some of it into some TNT already. I'm going to grab a little more, make a little more TNT, and then we're going to head on over to the portal, jump into the Nether, and do our best to find Netherite without dying. Well, we're back in the Nether. And that... Wait a minute. I hear a cow. Do you hear... Yeah, there's a cow. Okay. And a chicken. Oh, I'm sure those are still going to be there when I get back. Good luck. Anyways, let's dig a big long tunnel in a straight line at whatever Y level I seem to be at. And we're just going to place a whole ton of TNT. I guess just blow it all up and see what we find. Now, I don't know if there's a proper technique here, so we're just going to place a whole bunch. Some of it's going to be right next to each other, some of it's a couple blocks apart. And it's, I think, about 150 blocks, 200 blocks along this tunnel. We'll have some fun. I've chosen to use a flame bow so that I don't have to be anywhere near the TNT when it detonates. Because, you know, with my luck, I'd end up dead. But just like that, we've hit the jackpot. First room, we've already got 3 visible. Perfect. So let's go ahead and mine these up and see just how many we get. And then we're going to carry on down this tunnel. Hopefully this can be a quick trip, in, out, and, well, you know, get the... what I'm calling the purple armor, because that's kind of what it ends up looking like. And with every room I enter, and I'm calling them rooms because there's ending up with little gaps between the TNT explosions, I'm finding 3, 4 at a time. So this is going exceptionally well, and we're just gonna get on out of here. Uh-oh. Don't use rockets. That's the plan. Don't use rockets. Because I'll just end up hitting... Oh, no. Well, that didn't go as planned. Nope, not one bit. Thankfully, I made that tunnel pretty well directly underneath my nether portal, because it didn't take very long to get back to my gear. Well, most of it. Somehow, I lost my arrows, and a couple of other little odds and ends, but all in all, that could have gone so much worse, because everything just kind of poofed in all directions and didn't end up in the lava. So rather than bore you with hop, skip, and jump over things for what ended up taking 15 minutes anyways, we've just cut ahead to when I find a bastion, and we're just going to loot it. Now, unfortunately, I did lose a little bit of footage. Mostly in my panic, I slammed the keyboard down and ended up stopping a recording while I was live streaming. Now, in that recording, I end up getting 2 piglin brutes drop down on me while they were on fire. So it scared the bejesus out of me, and I just smacked the keyboard, shut her all down. So I apologize. That footage would have been amazing to insert, but just imagine like full-on panic mode, no idea what's going on, everything's on fire, and then you're dead. But again, because I was live streaming over on Twitch, my audience was able to give me the coordinates to get back here, which saved so much time, because I took such a weird path to get here in the first place. And the only reason I'm here is because I need to get one of those templates for turning netherite into netherite on armor, which I didn't actually know I needed, so that's unfortunate. And there we go. We got 2, which will actually save us a ton because I don't need to duplicate it. And as a bonus, we got 1 more ancient debris. So, uh-oh. Right, see, this sort of thing keeps happening. Right, they're shooting me because I opened a chest. Whoops. Anyways, rather than risk them finding a way around, we're just going to introduce them to my friend the lava bucket. And, you know, we're just going to make them no longer a problem before we head on home. All right, with that dealt with, we're going to just make our way out of here. Oh, no, 1 more. And he's going to just keep shooting me as I turn my back and run away. Because that's what the piglins do. Those piglins, I guess. Are they actually still called piglins? I don't even know anymore. They've changed so many little things that, well, I'm always learning. That's the whole purpose of this playthrough. I hope you guys are enjoying it so far. I'm absolutely loving getting to build an audience, learn the game itself, and, well, learn just how little I know about building in this wonderful and infinite world. So hopefully you enjoy it. If you do, stick around, leave comments, give me ideas, add insights to what it is that I'm missing. Because, well, let's be honest, I have great, bold ambitions and designs in my head. I just have no ability to translate that through the keyboard and the mouse into the game to show you. So, yeah, with all that said, we're going to loot a few more chests and then wander our way home. The chest room here in the Bastion held some wonderful goodies. I ended up finding 2 more of the templates, 2 more ancient debris, as well as this beautiful music disc, and a few other things that I didn't even know were in the game. Right, so we've got a banner pattern, which is snout. I don't know what that looks like. We also got the snout armor trim, which has kind of stirred the idea of going on the hunt to get even more trims, which, from what I'm told by my Twitch audience, is not the easiest thing to do. There's also a ton of RNG involved, so maybe that'll be something that happens only on live streams. So be sure to check me out over on Twitch. But for now, the mission is to escape with our life and all of our goodies, because the Nether has a habit of making life quite miserable on my way out. I don't see the cow, but I see a couple of chickens and my portal home. And this is a wonderful sight because, wow, that bastion was a few blocks away, as I'm sure you noticed by the coordinates. But anyways, we've made it home safe. We've gotten out of the Nether with a whole bunch of all the goodies we need, which is arguably the first time, which is amazing. And I get to use a fancy bed in my fancy new little beach house. So that's kind of exciting. All right, let's get our loot all organized here. I'm going to separate this into, well, bulk. I'm just going to throw it all into a shulker box because, well, that's just my style. So we've got ourselves enough ancient debris to smelt down into enough scraps to then craft into enough ingots to get all of my gear with the exception of 1 piece. We are 1 ingot short of getting the full set done, and that includes both pickaxes, 2 shovels, the armor, everything. I'm kind of hesitant to use all of it right away because I kind of want to get these trims. So that actually is something we're going to plan to do in the next couple of days. Well, or episodes anyways, videos, whatever you want to call these. But for now, we're going to just organize a little bit. And then I think I'm actually going to get started on a couple of little projects before we call it the end of the day. Because this base area, it hasn't advanced as much as I want it to. It hasn't become the oasis of construction and commercialism that I want it to in the game, of course. I support all kinds of free markets. But anyways, let's finish this, and I think I'm going to whip together a little stone generator that's just essentially a carbon copy of that moss farm we built last episode, actually. And that'll get me halfway there. Because I want to use smooth stone. Because the whole vision here, and spoiler alert, we're going to build ourselves a massive seaport. Like the kind you would see shipping vessels that are filled with the giant containers. We're going to build one of those coming into dock. And we're going to have a big crane that's going to load it and unload it. And it's just going to be all kinds of fun. Now, I don't plan on making this an overly detailed build because I'm not there yet. I want to do my best to take an image that I have in my head mostly and turn it into a Minecraft reality. So hopefully you've enjoyed this little episode. I had a ton of fun. It was a struggle at times. The Nether is not somewhere I enjoy going. In fact, I broke my Nether portal. I tore it down. I'm not going back anytime soon. And I really, really, really hope I don't absolutely have to for some reason. I have a nagging feeling I'm going to end up needing to go back, but we've got the essentials. We've got our netherite. We've got our netherite trim application thing. I have a snout trim pattern. I didn't even know that was a thing. I've got a little bit of quartz, to make some observers and a few redstone components. I did find a total of 3 wither skeleton skulls in all of my travels. So mostly all in the first 2 episodes, videos, whatever you want to call these, where I was hunting blazes. So that was a huge win very early on. And we're going to eventually face off against all the big mobs in the game. I've already faced the Piglin Brute, and I lost. Big time. He definitely killed me a few times. I ended up winning thanks to my friend Lava Bucket, which I have lots of. And, yeah, like I said, destroying the nether portal. This is a quick little video of me doing it. So, with that, have yourselves a fantastic rest of the day. If you enjoy this content, please consider subscribing, leaving likes. I absolutely love the comments, whether they're positive criticism. Negative criticism is not really appropriate, but if you want to add to the conversation in a positive way, or even in just a neutral fashion, that's totally cool. But have yourselves a great day. We will catch you on the next Minecraft adventure.